America, Tom Hand here with Americana Corner. Today we're discussing Thomas Jefferson's Western Vision. In 1803, President Thomas Jefferson drafted his official instructions for a great expedition to explore the Louisiana Territory and asked his private secretary, Captain Meriwether Lewis, to lead it. Jefferson wrote to Lewis, "The object of your mission is to explore the Missouri River and such principal stream of it as, by its course, may offer the most direct and practicable water communication across this continent for the purposes of commerce." Jefferson described all the things he wanted to learn from the expedition: places of portage between the Missouri and Western rivers, the names, numbers, and traditions of Indian nations, and observations of the vegetation and animals Lewis encountered, especially those previously unknown to science. Once assembled, the Corps of Discovery would operate much like a small frontier garrison with rigidly maintained discipline. Reveille was drummed out each morning, and in the evening, taps sent the men to bed. The basic menu consisted of salted pork and cornmeal, cooked the night before and eaten cold throughout the day. To augment this sparse diet and to stretch their provisions, a few men hunted each day for fresh meat. When the game was plentiful, the men ate upwards of 9 pounds of meat a day. The men also received a daily ration of 1 gill of whiskey, roughly 5 ounces. But unfortunately, the whiskey only lasted until about halfway through the journey. Most of the permanent party were soldiers, but there were also 4 civilians, including 1 woman, the Shoshone Sacagawea, 1 slave, Clark's man York, and Lewis's faithful Newfoundland dog Seaman, who made the entire trip. Without question, the most important piece of equipment was the keelboat that carried the Corps over 1,000 miles up the Missouri to the Mandan villages. This versatile craft functioned as an ark for the men, a floating general store with provisions, and a warship with its bow-mounted small cannon and 4 blunderbusses, capable of firing 12 musket balls at a time. In the end, the Corps of Discovery went forward remarkably well prepared for what they would encounter over the next few years, a testament to the thorough planning of President Thomas Jefferson. Next week, we will discuss Lewis and Clark, the leaders of the Corps of Discovery. Until next time, may your love of country lead you.